Hey everybody, this is Dude, and this is the Bourbon Boys Advent Tasting Podcast. We pulled together some of our favorite picks to share with you as we count down to Christmas. We hope you get a chance to taste some of these great bourbon brands this holiday season with friends and family. Until then, bourbon on.
So this week, I'm going for Blade and Bow. So I came across Blade and Bow in the Garden and Gun magazine, which I started subscribing to when we moved down here. It was recommended as a good way to get to know the South and culture and recipes. And I saw this ad for Blade and Bow, and there's a pretty decent article around it. And interestingly, this is a brand that's been around a couple times. So it was started in 1935 and ran its course, was sold. Guinness owned it back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Really?
Yep. And then it went away. And from what I can see, the Stitzel Weller is the original distillery. They're still around as a location, so they barrel it there, but it's produced somewhere else. And a little bit background on Stitzel Weller is that was where the original Pappy was produced.
Nice.
So the original producer of Pappy was Stitzel. In 95, I believe, Diageo purchased Blade and Bow and kind of removed it from the being distilled in Stitzel Weller, and now they're kind of distilling it a few other places. They'll barrel it and let it sit in Stitzel, but it's unknown, and Diageo won't let you know. They won't release where they distill it or what the mix is. So while tonight we went through and talked about all the different mixes of corn and rye and barley in the mash, this one is not released. They do have two types. They have this straight whiskey we have here, the straight bourbon, and then they have a 22-year, which is interesting because it's only been around since 2015 in its latest generation. So no one's really quite sure how they pull off a 6-year, never mind a 22.
I'm no mathematician.
Unless there is some dog years. But it's interesting. What they do is there's this process which I just learned about. It is a way that they're able to keep some of the original, the last remaining bits of the Stitzel Weller distillery. They use this, it's called a Solera aging process. And how it works is they essentially stack barrels in a pyramid. And as they pour more of the new batch into the barrels, some of the old batch pours down to the barrels below. So it's a network and a series of barrels. So you always have some remaining bit of the original.
The original.
So I believe Diageo came in and bought whatever barrels were left of the original Stitzel Weller, and set up this process so that any new distilling that's happening, they're pouring new batch into old batch. And what it does, it just continues to trickle down. So your top barrel feeds the second row feeds the third, all the way down until you hit the last barrel, and that's when they start taking, the bottling is off of the bottom barrels.
Do you know how many high they stacked it?
I don't know.
This would be fascinating to see. Wouldn't it?
I would love to see it and see if it's operationally.
And it's in Louisiana, visible. You said?
It is in Louisville.
Louisville.
Yep.
Well, there's a Louisiana. I was like, that's interesting.
I could have said that. It's in Louisville.
Okay.
Louisville. And what's neat is this idea. It's also called fraction blending. So if you think about it, you're just constantly not watering it down, but adding and diluting the original barrel with new. So I guess everything is mixed. It's a continuous mix. So they've got a 22 year, and then the one that we're going to taste tonight is a 6 year. 22 is very hard to find.
Okay.
So they've created this cachet behind it. And the name Blade and Bow comes from the naming structure of a key. So originally on Stitzel-Weller, in the distillery itself, they had 5 keys. Mm-hmm. And those 5 keys they left hanging on the door. So any employee could grab a key and open any of the 5 different rooms. The shaft of a key and the kind of the working end, the smart end, is called the blade. And then the handle is the bow. And it's more of the decorative piece. And they say that the legend is that the 5 keys represent the 5 steps to crafting bourbon: grains, yeast, fermentation, distillation, and aging. The bottle is a 6-sided bottle. 5 sides are those, and you can see it, Kurt, if you look at the sides. Each key is represented on the bottom of the bottle, talking about the 5 stages of the process. And the 6th side is left for labeling. So it's an interesting story about that, and they do have a club that if you collect all 5 keys, so there are 5 different keys, and I know that you brought a bottle.
Oh, I did bring a bottle.
You want to grab that and we'll see?
Sure.
But if you collect all 5 keys and you are able to prove that you have all 5 keys, they will send you a commemorative token of their appreciation. I don't know if it's a bottle of the 22 year or not.
Ooh. We have 2 different keys.
We have 2 different keys? Fantastic.
We're 40% of the way there.
I like it. Making progress.
You are a mathematician.
Making progress. So this is a really interesting story here. It's a lot of legacy, and they say it's a tribute to the original Stitzel-Weller distillery, even though it's not as functioning as it used to be. It's available for tours, so you can tour it, and they do have a small still on site to do maybe some custom craft blends. But
cool,
yeah, it's pretty neat. So let's
try it.
Let's try it.
They really committed to the 5 key theme.
Yeah.
So from a branding perspective, you got to love the consistency.
Gotta love it, yeah.
Either that or they just spun a hell of a story about it.
Well, whatever works, right?
All right. My first impression
I know I like this one because I have a proof of it on my forehead. So
is this one? Okay.
This was
the
it.
one?
Yeah, this was the one. Yeah.
Is it the shape of a key? The scar.
Hey, I could go with that. Would that not be cool?
We can fix that.
Yeah. No. Let's
just
not.
add a couple notches.
Let's not.
Again, it's another smooth. We don't know what the blend is. They won't. Diageo hasn't revealed what the blend of corn to rye to barley is, but I would say it's probably high on the corn. It's got a good, sweet, smooth taste to it. Mm-hmm. I'm getting a little less of the bite than I got in Clyde May.
It's funny. I think it had more bite than Clyde May. A little bit less than the 1792. Really? I would have guessed the rye level is similar to the 1792.
You have a sensitive tongue.
I'm sensitive all around.
But I like it. I think that this would be a good. It's a good tasting bourbon. It's got a great story if you're waxing nostalgia or want to. I guess impress anyone with the dangling charm of a key on a bottle.
I love the key idea. I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
It is pretty unique. I don't remember buying when I bought this if the key was sealed to the side of the bottle, meaning.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is because the bottle that I got as a gift.
Okay.
And I remember the bottle being like this down around the neck of the.
So if you went in and you were comparing keys, you could certainly seek out the other.
You could seek out.
Keys.
I'm going to guess that one of them is really hard to find.
Probably. What are your thoughts, Alton?
Well, now we have a mission.
Definitely a little more bite for me. Not as smooth. It sits heavy on the tongue and lingers a little more than I generally prefer. So of the 3, this is probably lower on the list for me tonight.
Okay.
I could tell you after about 5 of these, it gets really good.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, 5 of most things. Really
5 of most things gets really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kurt, what do you think? Similar to the 1792 or closer to Clyde?
Yeah, for me, it sits kind of in between. Like I think Clyde Mays was probably the smoothest for me tonight.
Okay.
I feel like the 1792 actually had a little bit more of a bite for me than the Blade and Bow.
Okay.
But I'm a fan of Blade and Bow. So I may be a little partial.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Do you know what it is, a bottle?
I want to say it's around 40, 45, if my memory serves. Does that feel
It seems about right.
about right
I
to
don't know
you?
if I've ever actually bought it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But I think it's in that range. It wasn't. It was just pricey enough for you to hope that it's a really good bourbon.
Yeah.
It wasn't cheap enough that you just walk right past it and think that it was just a marketing scheme with a key. It had a pretty good, a lot of good write-ups too.
It's actually about $54.
Is it
56?
Okay, all right. So it's it's up there.
Yeah, it is.
It's up there.
Yeah,
And
this one's a good for that. It's a good gift. I mean, you said you got it as a gift, but like for my nephew, who likes bourbon, this was a good choice. Cool name, like you said, a little bit unique with the ornament with it.
Yep.
So definitely a good gift. Middle price point, mid-50s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I can't say mine was really a gift. It was more I was at a friend's place and they're like, hey, we got this like bottle of bourbon. I don't know what it is, but if you want it, I know you like bourbon.
Fine.
I'm like, sure, I'll take it. Okay.
Again. It doesn't mean you have to drink 5 glasses for 5 keys
I know. It was just one of those nights.
in one night.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 5 keys is interesting because it rhymes with 5 P's, and I think that we're up to 5 P's. Dave, you've been keeping track of all this. Are we at 5 P's so far? In keeping with the 5 keys, like where were they? I can think of a few of them, but remind us what they are.
Personal, professional, and
Parenting.
Why would we blow parenting up into family?
Because we want to do 3 P's.
Oh, dear God.
That's a P word for family.
That'd be a great T-shirt.
It's family. It's PH.
Give me the 3 P's.
PH.
That's right. Family. PH.
There you go. That's what it is.
Done.
That's what it is.
Can we spell it with an I on the end versus Y?
However the hell you want to spell it, Kurt.
Thank you.
It is all about you.
Thank you.
All right. I just think, yes, parenting is very important, but also, families and spouses and parents and siblings and all that stuff too. It's good dialogue and conversation and support.
I agree.
And support for all that stuff too.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like some of that's personal, but
Could be.
it doesn't matter.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I like it.
Personal could be like, hey guys, I've got my colonoscopy next week. I mean, that's, right?
That's why you're so giddy.
No. Actually, I was supposed to get it like 6 months ago, and I've been putting it off. So,
Do not do that.
oh God, here we go.
Road trip.
Captain Polyp.
Road trip.
We've got Captain Polyp over here.
You're invited this
Let us help you. Yeah, right. I'm invited. That's the shit I get invited to. No pun intended. So
Moon River.
that's Elton's job.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's much better at it.
No, I mean, I think. Listen, it's I think the personal for me is what we deal with. One as men, but just also in our roles and also just in life in general as individuals. The parenting is really all about the struggles and the great things that we go through as parents, right?
Yep.
And then professional is just we've all gone through a lot of change and a lot of transition in the last year and a half, 2 years. Relative to our professional careers, right? And certainly not in places that we thought we were going to be, but a lot of learning there, right? And I think there's a lot of that happening out there where guys like us don't have a place to go or somebody to reach out to
and talk about the stuff that we're all similarly struggling with or going through, or the challenges we're facing. And there were 2 back-to-back guys our age, back-to-back suicides. And that's when I reached out to you guys.
That's right.
To say,
That's
hey,
right.
Listen,
That's right.
Let's make sure that we're all talking about this stuff, because from the street, those guys had everything going.
They had everything going. That's
and,
right.
And there's more and more guys around us that we have no idea what they're going through.
Yep.
And to know that there's someone there that you can call out and go, hey, I need you to have my back. I need to just run something by you. I need another set of eyes on this. I need another brain on it. I need someone to talk me into it, out of it, whatever it is.
Down from it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Well, dudes just don't talk.
No.
I was going to say we're supposed to be strong and able to figure things out on our own.
Right.
Yep.
And yeah, we can, but why?
Right.
I mean,
Yep. And so for me, the chance to get together with you guys at least once a month, and it's turned into more than once a month, which has been a blast.
yeah.
Has just brought the bond closer so that the shorthand is much faster. You can say, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
I know that we've talked to each other through different career advice, different opportunities or challenges, and and
Or
it's
heads up on really bad creative.
yeah, that's what it's about. So it's nice to know that there's guys in your corner you can reach out to, run an idea by, or ask for advice, or say, tell me the 3 things why I should get excited about this thing that's not exciting me, or tell me what did you do when you were in this situation, because we've all been there.
Yep.
From all of us Bourbon Boys, we want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Bourbon on.